All right. Welcome back to the 54th episode of the coronavirus. How you guys
never
doing?
Ending.
Oh my God. Never fucking ending. Welcome back. I've shortened your name to Butthole. The whole pillow girl.
Oh, come on.
I mean, it's just easier. You know?
I thought it was New York.
New York Butthole?
No. Well, that would be the long version.
How about Brooklyn? We'll call you Brooklyn.
That's what we agreed to last time. You changed it up on me.
We established on the last episode that I'm drunk for
Can we
every
do
episode.
Brooklyn Butthole?
I like that too. It's got a nice ring
Because
to it.
I feel like that has to be in there. I think it needs to be in there.
It's got a nice ring to it.
Okay, well, we could move on from this.
Can we? I apologize for not answering your FaceTime the other day. I was in the middle of jerking off on FaceTime. So it was a little inopportune.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm going to take a second and shamelessly plug my premium Snapchat. So if you're stuck at home with nothing to do but jerk off or get yourself off, you should try my premium Snapchat. You can meet people all around the world into the same shit, disgusting shit that you're into, and have pen pals and FaceTime phone sex. Or if you do it on Zoom or Skype, you can record it. Totally worth it. So yeah, yourfuckboy.com. Check out my premium. Moving right along. So the reason I asked you, Miss Butthole, to be on tonight is because you are in the pretty much the epicenter of all this craziness that's going on.
Yeah.
You're in New York City. So I kind of wanted to get a little bit of perspective, from somebody that's like in the thick of it. But I also want to talk to both of you about just like how this has affected your lives.
Okay. I think she's going to be more interesting. She should go first.
I mean, it's weird. It's weird as fuck. I've lived in New York my entire life. I grew up in Brooklyn. I live in Manhattan now for the past few years. I've been working here every day. And it's a ghost town. It's strange. I'm
sure.
lucky enough to live really close to Central Park. So I go to the park and it's not as good. Like there are people there certain times of the day. But, I was walking my dog like 2 weeks ago before it was still pretty bad, but not as bad as it is now.
Right.
And my dog sneezed twice, like 2 times in a row. And we were walking behind this older couple, and they gave me the dirtiest look just because she sneezed twice. Like,
you should.
I need to get.
You should have thrown
out of here.
You should have thrown that bitch in the woods and ran.
My dog? No, well, I mean, thank God. Supposedly, dogs can't carry it, or I think they just found a cat that was carrying it in China somewhere. But
shocking.
I really hope it's not affecting animals at this point, because then I'm going to be like, I'm pretty calm now, but if it's going to maybe potentially hurt my dog, that's another level of crazy.
Right.
But it's just weird to not see cars on the street, not see people outside, like restaurants shut down, everything shut down. It's bizarre.
I'm sure it is. It's got to be kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm.
How about you? How's it affected your day-to-day life?
I feel like the biggest thing for me, like everything that she said, like it's weird not seeing people out. Obviously, not to the same extent because I'm not in Manhattan, but it's weird not seeing people out. And for me, a big thing is there is no traffic, like anywhere. I just go where I need to go, and it's like I get there fine. Like I don't have to leave early for time for traffic.
Where are you going? Is this essential?
Like, where are you going? Like,
is this essential travel?
Yeah, it is essential travel.
Or is it just like to get? I mean, people go for car rides and stuff just to get out of the damn house. Like, I understand that, but is anything?
No, like for here, there's like restaurants are open, but just for pickup. So like you go inside and you pick up and then you
Yeah,
leave.
they're doing that here too.
Oh. Yeah, they're doing that here too, but like there's no one around still,
No.
Yeah.
I mean, this could potentially put so many businesses out of business. It's crazy.
1,000%.
It's fucking nuts. Here where I'm at, it's a little bit more rural. And there's not a lot of change, to be honest. You can't go to restaurants, but you can pick up. You can go to the grocery store. You can go out and do whatever the fuck you're going to do. It's just, some places are acting like I went to the dispensary yesterday and they had a line outside, not inside.
Essential.
Well, yeah, it's essentials. Of course.
Obby.
But I mean, they're enforcing this. Like they're coming out, I don't know if you've ever been to a dispensary. It's all fucking hippies pretty much. And they're coming outside like, you're not 6 feet apart. like, all right, relax, man. It's, I don't want to say it's not that serious, but come on. So that was a pain in the ass. But for the most part, like people are out and about, like they really are. I don't leave I don't leave normally unless I have to go get alcohol, food, weed, or go to a sporting goods store. Like those are considered essential here. But I don't leave to go anywhere else anyway. There ain't shit to do here. Well, I used to go to the bar. That's sad. Like that hurts. But I don't know. I've been in Mexico the last 2 weeks. And I'm going.
Yeah, I usually only left for essential things too. But I am still, the company I work for is essential. So I'm still driving to work and going to work.
Oh, you're actually going into work?
Every other day I go into the office, and then the other days I work from home.
So what are you guys doing to occupy your fucking time?
I feel like I'm busier now. I don't know why.
So I'm working full time, but my work is busier also. So during the weekdays, I don't have that much free time. I'm working a ton, and then I take the dog for a walk, 2 walks, and I work out at home now. So by the time I'm all done with that stuff and cleaning, I don't really have any free time during the week.
I'm the same way. I'm so busy until when I wake up until when I go to bed. Yeah. And then even on the weekends, I feel like I'm busy too because I'm cleaning and getting ready for another week.
Damn, y'all clean a lot.
So, I'm wiping down groceries, which is so stupid. But then, if it's a cardboard, but you're wiping it down, I'm Lysoling shit. Is it really doing anything? I don't know, but
no.
I don't sanitize my groceries, but now you have me thinking I should.
I think it's I don't know if it's just worse here or that's what they're telling us to do.
Oh, that's what they're telling you to do. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's worse. It's worse there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're supposed to spray everything down when but you're going to spray down poisoning myself with cleaning supplies.
Yeah.
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 I heard.
Is anyone out of toilet paper?
No.
Not
me neither.
Okay. Nobody in the entire world.
I haven't found in 3 weeks. There's been nothing.
Yeah.
Stores by me for weeks. I just ordered online.
I literally had to this guy had to give me the hookup, and it was kind of sketch. I don't know if he got fired after that, but I got my toilet paper.
I thought about going in, my office is still open, but nobody's there. I thought about just going in and taking stuff.
I know. I was if worst comes to worst, I'm just taking one roll every day.
From somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't been in a grocery store since I've been back. I was gone 2.5 weeks. I have to go to the grocery store, but I just haven't. I think I'm going to wear gloves when I go, to be honest. Just because, people here were coughing like crazy back in January. Everywhere you went, people were coughing.
That's gross on a regular day.
Right, it is, especially when you're not covering your fucking mouth. But
every time somebody coughs or sneezes around me, before all this shit, I'm get away from me.
Oh, I know. Mm-hmm. I got stuck on an elevator with this bitch in fucking in Mexico, and it was it was spring break when I first got there. That shit got shut down real quick, but this bitch coughed on the elevator. I looked at her I will punch you right in your fucking mouth, bitch. Are you out of your mind? And she was she didn't cover her mouth or anything. I'm the fuck is wrong with you? You want to give me some head? Huh?
Yeah, I feel people were coughing around here and had like upper respiratory like sicknesses and problems in like December, November. So I feel like this has been going on a long time. Like,
absolutely. Absolutely. I had the
How
shit.
could it not be?
I had the shit. I had the shit. It's not fun, but it ain't. No, it's, unless you got pre-existing conditions, like you really don't have much to worry about. It wasn't. I don't know. For me, it wasn't like bad like that. It really wasn't, and it was gone in about a week. So I don't know. What I wanted to ask you, since you're a numbers girl.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I was gonna come out with something, but you ask me first, and then I'll give my opinion.
All right. So I was talking to some friends about this over the last few days. I think this is like way, way more widespread than people know. And I think there's probably been millions upon millions of people that have either already had it or are going to have it that are not going to go to a doctor. They're not going to, they're just going to ride it out. Like it's a cough. For me, it was a cough.
For most people, yeah.
So like I had a fever for maybe 3 hours one day and then it was gone and I never had another fever. If so many people are not getting tested and so many people most likely have had it or have it, whatever, how can they sit there and say that the death rate is whatever percent? Like you can't make that assumption. In my opinion, I don't think you can make that assumption based on only people coming into hospitals. Am I wrong?
Well, that's all they could base it on. They're not basing it on whoever wasn't confirmed.
Okay.
So it's going to look inflated.
Right.
I don't think they're taking, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're taking that into consideration already.
I doubt it.
But there's just not enough tests to go around to even figure it out. And, so part of like my work and what we've studied before is pandemic modeling, which is super popular now, but it wasn't like 10 years ago, 5 years ago. So I'd be going to these conferences and learning about the pandemic modeling. And I'm like, oh man, this is really fucking cool. But like nobody thinks it's going to happen. So the last time I saw anything like this was with the avian flu a few years ago, that everybody was making a big deal out of it and then nothing happened. But it's no surprise that things spread so quickly. I mean, there's a ton of air travel. Like, if people actually think that the U.S. didn't have this in December, you're kidding yourself. Just like you guys were saying too, like this had to have been here for longer, but nobody actually knew what it was. And so those death rates, I'm pretty sure, just based on the confirmed cases, so it might seem like it's larger than it should be.
I think it's probably a lot lower than what they I don't know. They try to scare people. But, my best friend, her mother just died I think she died like the 1st or 2nd of February. And she had pre-existing conditions. She went into the hospital like right before Christmas. And, she's old and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. Like they just couldn't figure it out. It was a respiratory issue and she ended up dying from it. And we were looking back on it a few weeks ago and talking about it. And she was like, I think, there's a good possibility that my mom had that shit and that's what killed her. They just didn't know what the fuck it was or what to test for or whatever. But like I said, she had a lot of pre-existing conditions. So she wasn't in like the greatest health.
So like one of the scary things is that originally it's like if you have a pre-existing condition, if you're old, if you're whatever, if you have asthma, then you're more at risk. But there's a lot of people who don't. And then when I say a lot, there's like a lot in the media, not necessarily a lot statistically, right? Because people are dropping dead from heart disease 1,000 times more than this, but nobody's concerned about it like they are now.
Suicide too.
Suicide, alcohol, everything. So obviously there are other problems, but
well, I
saw some people are committing suicide. Some people are committing suicide because they can't handle this like isolation.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that because we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay. But one of my best friends works at Mount Sinai here in the city, and he's just like, "Yo, stay the fuck home. It's fucked up. I'm seeing so many young people hospitalized in bad shape with no pre-existing conditions. So you just don't know. You just don't know how you react.
For sure. I think this thing has kind of probably mutated a little bit because...
And will continue to.
Yeah. I think I actually had it twice, to be honest. I went to a concert in Aspen in February, and it's a very tiny venue. And 2 days later, my idiot friend that I went with, we're hanging out, and she's hitting the joint. She passes it to me. I hit the joint, and she's like, yeah, I'm not feeling great. I think I'm sick. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? What the fuck?
I mean, if you were within 6 feet, it wouldn't have even mattered. Like, it doesn't matter, apparently, which...
True.
Seems...
But then, like, a couple days later, I didn't feel sick. I had a cough. And the cough went away. And then when I got to Mexico, and, you know, like I said, it was spring break when we first got there, you know, it came back worse. And that was a little scary, but overall, like I said, within a week, it went away. And I just dosed the shit out of vitamin C, garlic, oregano, and whatever else, you know how we do. Garlic me up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you do.
I'm surprised by all the deaths in Italy.
You're your own doctor.
But I don't know. Shit is crazy. I don't know. Let me stop for a second because I meant to say this in the beginning. The last episode, for everyone that listens to this on any platform other than SoundCloud, the last episode with the Handy J was only uploaded to SoundCloud because the file was too big, and the third-party site that I used to post on the rest of the platforms would not post it. So sorry about that. If you want to watch that episode, you're going to have to listen to it on SoundCloud. Anyway, moving right along. So, like, the depression thing, I haven't heard it. Like, I don't watch the news really like that, and I don't have a TV, so I don't really know, like, all the stories, but, like, I haven't heard anything about suicides.
I don't watch news. I don't have cable either. I just, like, see a lot of articles, but my thing is, like, because of all of this, like, I don't know what's true and what's not, because I feel like a lot of things aren't accurate.
I do too.
So that might not be real. I don't know. That's just, I did read some articles saying that.
I could definitely see that. You know, a lot of people are losing their fucking jobs right now. And, you know, even though technically you don't have to pay rent, you can be responsible for that shit at some point. So I can see how
I still had to pay rent.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I did.
I did too, like an idiot.
I mean,
well, you have to pay it eventually.
Exactly,
you can't, like, not pay it at all.
Exactly.
It's all right, so it's the same shit.
I'd rather just pay it.
No, I feel you. And yes, I'm paying all my bills as well, but, like, you don't have to fucking pay it. Like, you can defer it, but you will owe for that shit, you know, on the back end, which I think is bullshit, but whatever.
Well,
right.
Yeah, they were saying student loans are excused until however, you know, a couple of months or whatever.
Them motherfuckers should be excused for life.
I got a phone call a few years ago, like, with something with Obama, like they were excusing people's student loans, and then they wouldn't excuse mine. Cool. Thanks for this phone call. You fucks. I'm still paying this.
Thanks for reaching out.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have cable, and I watch the news a little bit in the morning because I'm working from home. So I keep the news on until like 11 o'clock because beyond a couple of hours, like, I can't listen to it anymore. It's too much. It's too depressing. And if you believe everything, you're just, suicide is like a real threat. But, like, ultimately, there's really nothing you can do about any of this except for, like, take the best precautions you can and just ride it out at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it, period. Like, you can stay in your house or whatever, but, you know, if I had any advice for anyone, and I'll have some advice throughout this, but, like, turn your fucking TV off. Turn your TV off. Do not consume all that negativity. You know, you're scaring yourself. Don't live in fear. Like, fear is, you know, it's a shitty way to live. And, like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You know, just deal with it. But don't be scared. Don't be, you know, living in fear. And, don't consume all that negativity that they're throwing at you. Like, you can't open a fucking social media app without seeing some shit. You know what I mean? So, like, that's probably the best advice I could give to anybody. Like, just don't buy into the bullshit. Like, maintain your life, maintain like some sort of routine. You know, you have to maintain some sort of routine to keep your sanity, you know. But like sitting in front of your TV all day long, listening and watching and listening, and like you're polarizing yourself. You're fucking yourself. Like, turn that shit off. Go do something else. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, join my premium Snapchat and masturbate with somebody from. I'm riding this fucking thing till the wheels fall off. I heard 650 fucking people died in New York yesterday. Mm-hmm.
You're listening to some news, aren't you?
Somebody told me that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's happening. There's a lot of people here. That's another thing. Like, there's a lot of people dying, but there's a ton of fucking people here. There's like 8 million people who live in New York City alone.
Right.
Like, the 5 boroughs. Of course there's going to be a ton of people dying. Like, and of course it's going to spread super fast because people are on subways and everything's overcrowded. Nobody drives. Like, there's traffic on the streets, but you're walking or taking the subway. There's times where I won't even get in a car because it's too crowded on a regular day. Like, I don't know why everybody's so surprised that everything's spreading so quickly with this horribly infectious disease. Like, because everybody's on top of each other. Like, what are we? We're surprised? Like, no.
Right.
Yeah.
No, like, of course, New York, of all places, of course it's going to, like, LA's got a lot of people, but they're not crammed the way New York City is crammed. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, everywhere you go in New York, you're fucking within inches of fucking people. Mm-hmm. It ain't like that in LA. And I'm sure it'll spread in LA, like, it'll spread crazy, but I don't think it'll be like New York. I don't think any place will be like New York.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Except China, so there you go.
Oh, yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
But they seem to have gotten control of it in 2 weeks, which is weird. Oh, no, I don't believe everything.
From what's been publicized, yeah.
Well, I mean, my sister lives in Beijing, and, she's sitting here telling us, like, what you're seeing on your media is not what's going on here.
That's what I've heard, too.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's worse. It's worse.
I don't know what's real and what's not real. You don't know.
So she's saying it's worse than what they're portraying.
No.
Or it's not as bad.
She's like,
well, they were also building hospitals in like 24 hours. So they're way more. We always knew they were way more efficient than the U.S. Anyway.
That shit was crazy.
Smarter. So
that shit was crazy. That was not a hospital. That was a jail. Those were not hospitals. That was a fucking jail. But them motherfuckers put that shit up quick as fuck. Fucking, I don't know. It's all crazy.
They built like a pop-up hospital in Central Park.
Did they really?
Mm-hmm. I'm glad it's on like the other side of the park and not where I walk, because I'm like, oh no. Like a real fucking dirtbag. I'm like, oh no, there's gonna be a hospital with sick people near my it's like, oh thank God it's on the east side. Like a real piece of shit. But
I heard some guy saying today, he was like, people are going into hospitals thinking that they have this, when really they have like the actual flu or whatever, and they're leaving there with it because they walked in a fucking hospital, a nasty motherfucking hospital. Like, fuck, like that was the last place I would go. Like I wasn't. When we thought we had it the first time, we would like whisper about that shit, like, like, don't let anybody know. Like,
how many people have you killed?
Man, none, hopefully.
No, it's really not funny. I mean, I shouldn't.
It's not funny, but come on, man, you gotta fucking laugh. I know. It's fucking Saturday night. Look, we're all sitting at fucking home. Like, fucking kill me. Seriously. It's the fucking worst.
Don't commit suicide.
Nah, we're good on that. Too many people be happy about that. Are either one of you getting laid through this shit?
No. I mean, I'm not.
Were you getting laid anyway?
I mean, I had the option. Now I just don't want anybody in my house. I'm not kidding.
Oh,
I was dating somebody, like, we went out a few times, like, right before all this shit happened, and then he was traveling a little bit, and I saw him one more time, like, after, and then he came over because there was nowhere to go. But, like, I was weirded out about it, and then the next time he wanted to come out, I was like, no. And we didn't do any, like, we didn't have sex or anything, and I was just like, I can't see you for a while. Like, while I don't fully believe all of this, like, I'm not going to get this shit over some guy who's like, I'm half and half about anyway. I'm like, no, forget it. And then he got annoyed. He's like, I'm clean. I'm like, I'm sure you're clean. Like, this is a global pandemic. Like, it's not about you being a clean person or not. And I was like, no.
My dick is clean, but are your lungs, buddy? Are your lungs clean?
I'm a clean person. Like, okay. He's been on 4 planes in the past 2 weeks. Like, no.
Oh, no. Yeah, no.
What about you?
I am, yeah.
Oh.
I'm not following the social distancing completely, like 100%.
Go, girl. You go, girl.
So you're not? Are you guys both following it and I'm not?
Oh, no. I'm totally getting laid tomorrow. Like.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought I was the only one. I'm like, I look so bad right now.
I think it's not as big of a deal, though, where you guys are than it.
I would agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if I was in New York City, quite frankly, I would leave. I would.
Yeah, I thought about that, but...
I'm about to leave for the next 3 months. I'm leaving this week.
Well, la-di-da.
I
don't know. I'm not going to be paying rent here. And then I got to take my dog somewhere. And I'm working anyway. It's like not really.
I got to tell you.
I don't know.
Mexico is cheap as fuck right now.
Yeah, Mexico's the only time it's safer to be in Mexico than it is in the United States. For now.
They're not really tripping down there. Like, it's a totally different atmosphere. They are taking their precautions or whatever, but, you know, spring break has got to be their biggest moneymaker. You know what I mean? And that shit got canceled. Like, the first couple days we were there, it was on and popping, and then they made an announcement like, come back now, or you may not, get back, whatever, blah, blah. Yeah. And then it was a ghost town. Like, everybody was gone.
So you're going back there?
I am.
Where are you going for 3 months?
I'm going to Mexico.
You are going back there.
Yeah, I'm leaving in a couple days. Got to get laid first, then I'm off to Mexico.
For 3 whole months?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I came back to, honestly, like, one of the main reasons I came back was to get all the podcast shit. We made a decision, like, me and my best friend, we're like, let's sit down here for like 3 months, see how this plays out, and whatever. So one of the things I had to do was come back, and I got to get some other things, but I wanted the fucking podcast equipment so I could be able to record from down there. I mean, I'm going there because I don't, me, like, I don't trust shit, and I question everything. Mm-hmm. And there's just a lot of things there's a lot of unknowns, and there's a lot of things that don't add up. And if I'm, fortunate enough to be able to sit somewhere else outside looking in, I would prefer to do that than to sit here and just, just sit here. I'd rather sit on a fucking beach for 3 months and just, chill than sit where I'm at. So
I wish I could do that.
I don't blame you. I don't even know if places like, I don't know what the travel restrictions are now, too, because I know a lot of the cities, if you're taking a flight from New York, they make you like quarantine or something for 2 weeks when you get there, wherever you're going.
Is the military there?
They
National
brought
Guard.
like a ship over.
Oh.
For non-corona patients, like a Navy ship hospital, because the hospitals are apparently too crowded and stuff. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
I can tell you, we crossed the border Tuesday, and the friend I was with, she didn't even have a fucking passport. Like, left it at home on accident. And, you know, they trying to tell people the borders are closed. I can tell you right now, I wish I would have brought back 100 pounds of Coke. These motherfuckers waved us right through. And when you go through border towns and you get back into the States, there's checkpoints. And we had to go through like 2 checkpoints. When I tell you, they did not look at anything from the border through the 2 checkpoints. It was wide open. They were like, all right, go ahead. Not only that, and this is what was kind of weird to me, no American border agency, whatever agencies are involved in that, none of them had any protective gloves. They didn't have any masks, nothing. Nothing. And they're just waving people through. So I don't think I'm going to post this podcast until I get back into Mexico, to be honest. So if it's posted and it's not in the description that I did not make it, then I'm back in Mexico. Yeah, hopefully the borders are still open. I feel like with $100, the borders will be open regardless. So anyway, we got an email. Did you happen to read that by any chance?
No, I did not.
What you sent on the group chat?
No. It was a really long email, and the woman starts out asking if I could have so-and-so or so-and-so read this. But I started to look at it, and I'm like, I mean, it's a novel, like pages and pages long. But it looked like a business plan from what I was reading.
What? Did you send it to me?
I didn't, because I was like, I kind of felt bad. I was like, do I send it to her and ask her to read it? Because I'm certainly not going to read it. But no, I decided not to.
That's fine.
So it wasn't even a question or anything, though?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I really don't know.
Oh.
I looked at it, but there was so many words. I was like, this is very discouraging.
So the moral of the story is if you send anything, like use bullet points and keep it brief.
Oh, bullet points.
You know what's
that
funny?
Would be perfect. A pie chart.
You know what's funny?
What are the takeaways from this? Then
she did Cliff Notes. Let me send it to you. She did Cliff Notes first. And then
me?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you real quick if I can find it real quick. She's like, I know you don't read, here's some bullet points, and then she goes into the whole spiel.
Oh, there were bullet points?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure.
That is really funny.
Where the fuck is this shit at?
That's what I try to do when I send something.
I would never think of that. I wouldn't even know how to do that. Here we go.
Oh my God.
A bullet point? You don't know you could just use a dash. What do you mean?
I don't know.
Start a new line.
I don't know.
You can number it? Like
all right.
Enter.
Your fucking email doesn't come up. God damn it. Anyway, I'm on FaceTime constantly now with all this bullshit. At a street.
I'm FaceTiming more too.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so boring. It's so fucking boring.
FaceTime and Zoom a lot.
Yeah.
And House Party. Do you guys use House Party?
What is House Party?
No.
House Party? I think it's like, I don't think it might be a spinoff from WhatsApp, but it's just another kind of Zoom type of platform, and you can create conversations and you can play games while you have like a group chat going. Mm-hmm. And if you go on House Party and you see your friends are like in a group chat or whatever, you can join it unless it's marked as private, and then you wouldn't be able to see it. But yeah, it's just another app, but I've been using it a bit. And it's so funny because like all the dating apps now will send messages like, we don't condone meeting up, but like definitely do video chats and stuff.
I jumped on that shit immediately.
I've done a little of it. I have.
Immediately. I jumped on that shit. I was like, yo, y'all bored at home? Try this shit.
It's a little bit of a different thing, but yes.
Well, yeah, mine's based around sex,
Yeah.
Not dating.
I've heard.
Dating.
I mean, the dating apps kind of are also. I mean, a lot of people don't take it serious. They're not like dating seriously.
For sure. But
I chatted with a few people and it was just like chatting. It wasn't.
Jesus, you're fucking. It's the last time you're coming on the show.
No, I mean with these. Okay.
What'd you chat about?
Life. No, I mean I didn't know these people at all. Well, that doesn't matter either. Never mind. I'm just gonna stop talking. It wasn't the right time, okay? There's a time and a place, and that wasn't it.
I'm not FaceTiming with any chick that's not taking her clothes off at some point in that conversation.
We know. Well aware.
You would know. You would know best, wouldn't you?
I know. Although we chatted a lot.
Yeah. I mean, what? I'm talking about the first time we ever fucking FaceTime.
Yeah, the first time we FaceTime.
Yeah, we chatted for sure.
But like percentage-wise, saying
for sure.
Percentage-wise, we mostly chatted if we were FaceTiming.
Absolutely. For sure. What would that percentage be, nerd?
At least 95%. If we're going by minutes, yeah.
I mean,
I think we only did that like twice on FaceTime.
I could see
2
that.
or 3 times, maybe 3.
I could see that, but we did it the first time, and that's what counts.
We did. Yeah, no, I'm not saying no, but we also FaceTime for 4 hours the first time. So yeah.
Oh, geez.
4 hours? Jesus,
Yeah.
that is such a long FaceTime. I don't have that kind of time.
Alcohol is a hell of a drug.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, thank you for putting that out there. It's great.
You can cut it out if you want.
Nah, fuck do I care?
You shouldn't.
I don't. I saw this fucking video on Twitter today. You got to do this. You have to do it.
Nice segue.
No, you really do. I see you petting your fucking dog. Somebody put like 10 balloons on their little tiny dog and it floated.
I saw
Do
that.
it.
I'm not doing that.
Come on, do it. Come on.
Get it. No.
All right, let me get your dog done. Unless she's still sneezing.
You're going to Mexico.
She's too cute for that.
You're right.
Look at her little face. She's so cute.
You're right. There's plenty of dogs in Mexico. Little dogs, too. Little chihuahuas everywhere. I'll grab one of those up. That looked so fucking cool. Like, the dog was flying.
The dog was not happy about it.
You don't know. That could have been photoshopped. We don't know if that dog was like actually lifted.
There's only one way to find out.
Science experiment.
I'm going to send you some helium.
Not in my house. No. She's a good girl. I thought about adopting another dog actually in all of this because I'm just home and I think it's been like people have been adopting pets more often now because they're just home. And I thought about it, but she's too good. I'm afraid I'm going to like mess up what we have. Is that a real threat? Like, do you think that's a ridiculous thing to think?
No, I think that's really reasonable.
No, I think I'm laughing at you because women and their dogs are fucking retarded. But I think that is actually like a real thing. I could see it. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Look at this little mush face. She's so good. She's just sitting here.
She's so cute.
I can't.
Right, we can change the subject. Sorry for those of you who can't see.
The amount
she's
of
cute
people.
As fuck, okay? She's the cutest.
Yo, I was fucking a couple chicks last year that had the same kind of fucking dog as yours, and I couldn't bring myself to tell either one of them, but like yours is by far cuter than the other two, like by fucking far. One had an underbite, the other had an overbite. They were a fucking mess. They were a fucking mess. I mean, they were cool dogs, but.
Well, thanks. She's got a dynamite personality too. Just saying.
All right. That's nice. How about all these fucking idiots that like drop their dogs off at shelters because they thought their dogs had fucking.
I couldn't believe that. I can't believe like the stupidity of humanity, and it's really coming out. I always knew about it, but like it's really coming to light, and it's so unbelievable how like widespread it is.
Is it unbelievable though? I don't think it's unbelievable. I could totally see it. If you're sitting in front of your TV every fucking day and you listen to all this shit, like they're hitting you every which way with just information and who knows what's true and what's not. But people are programmed to believe that whatever they see on their television is real. So
that's what's so scary, that people
scary.
believe everything. Because I don't believe like 90% of what I see. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't think so.
This is why I'm going to spend the next 3 months in Mexico. Like I don't believe a lot of this shit, and I question every fucking thing. Everything.
Yes.
And when things don't add up in my fucking brain, like I have to question that. And when I can't come to the right conclusion or whatever, like I said, I'm going to separate myself from the situation. I do that in life.
Not that there's anything wrong with Mexico, but like it's so funny how you just everything shifts.
Ain't no wall there. Ain't no wall
everything,
there.
everything shifts. Like things that like were totally gross before. This is a small example, but now one thing I have been doing more of since I'm home is cooking more.
Oh, yeah.
A, because I'm a little bit freaked out with seamless.
Right.
And B, I'm home. I might as well, whatever.
Right.
So usually I'm really super grossed out with cooking meat and like washing chicken or whatever. I'm like, oh, this is disgusting. Like, I don't want chicken juice on my counter. I got to clean everything. But now it's like, oh, it's probably fine. Like, it's raw chicken, but...
It's not the coronavirus.
Like fry this shit up, you know. Like nothing matters. Nothing else matters anymore. Like,
yo,
like your dick's clean, but like, did you wash your hands? Because yeah.
What kind of fucking Italian? I don't like to touch meat.
I mean, I do it, but it's just like then I feel like it goes everywhere.
I've been on like a fucking, like, because of where I was, I've been on a straight up seafood and vegetable diet for a minute now.
Then I feel like that's what
I mean.
You don't eat anything.
I know.
You don't eat anything. It's like,
it is like pretty much my diet, but
so no fruit anymore, just vegetables and seafood.
I'm not really a fruit fan. I'm really not. I love vegetables and I love seafood, but when I'm home, like I'll definitely eat chicken. I'll eat like bison. But you know, it's weird, man. Like you can go down where we were, we're going somewhere else, but where we were, there was like, you know, marina, like where all the fishing goes in and out of. So you could buy fresh fish and shrimp like every day. I'm weirded out about buying meat in a Mexican grocery store though. Like it weirds me the fuck out. It really does. So I was staying away from like meat pretty much. 'Cause
I'm really picky with my meats. Like if I buy them at the store, or like how they're cooked, and
or if they're white,
where I'll eat,
if they're white or black.
Meat from. No, like where I'll eat meat from, like certain restaurants and stuff. Like I'm really, really picky with my meat. And so like I get what she's saying as far as like cooking it at home. Like I get freaked out too. Like I have to wash everything. And like I cut off like every little piece of fat I can find on the meat.
I do that. I do that too.
Like every little piece. And then I waste like so much chicken.
So much of it. I'm like, it's in my, I have to take the garbage out then.
Yes, I put it in its own bag and then I take it out.
Steak on like scrubbing the sink. That it's like too much work for what it's worth. Like but then I don't want to eat it out either. So it's like, what's the best thing?
I don't know. I've eaten out, like, you know, I was down there for 2.5 weeks. I got back. I was like, man, I'm ready for a fucking burger. And I don't even really eat red meat like that. I really don't. But I was ready for a burger or some fucking wings. Like, let me get some fucking wings. I've had so much seafood for the last couple of weeks. Like, I just want some good old American trash food. So I'm getting my fill right now before I leave.
It's like, it's kind of sad too here and everywhere, I guess, because I want to support the restaurants around, right? Like, you don't want them to close down. I feel really bad. A few of them are just closed temporarily. So I want to like order out, and they'll send cocktails, they'll send whatever. But at the same time, you're a little skeeved out because you just don't know.
Yeah. I mean, where you're at, I would definitely feel the same way. I really would. Yeah. You can go to fucking restaurants here, and they're not really tripping like that. We stopped in Phoenix on the way back from Mexico, and I went to Shake Shack, and they're taking it very seriously. Like, they have numbered parking spots. They have a booth outside where they take your order, and they're like, go back in your car, we'll bring it to you. I'm like, bitch, what?
A lot of the places here, they won't even let you inside. Like, it's only like...
Right, you can't go in.
You wait outside, or they deliver it. And even when they deliver it, they won't meet you. They'll leave it, and then you have to go get it.
But I mean...
Fine. It's better for everybody, you know?
Is it, like, what are you really stopping by doing that? In all honesty. If I can go to fucking...
Who the fuck knows? I mean, nobody really knows.
Okay, but I mean... A motherfucker touched the bag, and if you listen to what they're telling you, you know that they touch. If somebody touches it and has some shit, it's on there for 3-4 days, whatever the fuck it is. Like, what are you really stopping? I don't think you're really stopping.
There is
anything.
only so much that can be done, because we're literally always all touching the same things,
right?
And like all the time, or we're breathing the same air, like we're in, like it's. There's only so much that can be done.
Yeah.
Well, these masks too, like. People wearing a scarf or a cloth mask, that's not doing anything. Like, it's literally doing nothing. Like, you might as well just not have anything on if it's not either surgical grade or better.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Your paint mask is not doing anything for you.
Yep.
God. Sorry. I felt like she wanted to get down.
The mask thing, I don't know. You're not gonna. If I'm wearing a mask, I'm walking into a bank. Other than that, I'm not gonna have a mask on. These motherfuckers, you can walk into a bank. Well, I guess apparently they're not letting people in banks anymore. I don't know if that's nationwide or what.
I don't even know what's going on.
I don't think any of us do.
I haven't noticed. I don't know if banks are open here. I haven't tried, actually.
I don't ever go into banks. Like, I never have a need to go in. So I can't even tell you the last time I went inside of a bank.
My boy in Atlanta was telling me today that you can only go through the drive-through. I don't know if that's, like I said, I don't know if it's nationwide or if it would make a lot of sense, but I don't know if it is or not.
Last time I went to a bank, so this is funny, actually. Once I kind of knew about this virus, probably the first week of March, I started getting all my shit done. Like, I go all the time anyway, like my nails, my hair, my eyelashes, whatever. So maybe second week of March, I'm like, I better get a manicure, pedicure, because this sounds like it's not going well. So I go, and then they shut down restaurants. So I was like, fuck. I called my hair guy. I'm like, listen, are you taking people still? He's like, yeah, it's limited, but you come in, I'm taking 2 people at a time. So this was Thursday during the day. I bring my laptop, which I've done before, actually, which is ridiculous because it takes a long time to get it. I get hair extensions, I get highlights, all this shit. It's like a 5-hour thing. So I sit there and I'm working on my laptop, and I'm in this guy's from Ecuador, wherever he's from, and he's doing my hair. And then 2 days later, they announced everything's shutting down. So this was Thursday. By Saturday, 8 p.m., everything shut down. I was like, fuck, I need a wax and I need my eyelashes done. So I got both. I'm like calling everybody. I'm like, listen, can you take me? Are you taking people? And, everybody's scared at that point. My family's like, are you crazy? What are you doing? Who's going to see you? Nobody's seeing you. I was like, I don't care. I'm not going to be like a piece of shit in my own house. Like I need to get my stuff done. And I'm really glad I did, because now it's not going to be for a long time that anything's open anymore.
Man, they're talking about like, they try to ease you into all this bullshit. It's like 2 more weeks. But they're talking about like September. Fucking September. That is going to like pulverize society on so many fucking levels. But I'm having the same issue right now. Like my fucking hair. I'm fucking dying over here. I need a fucking haircut. And I just met this bartender a few weeks ago. Like I didn't just meet her, but she's, she was like, I cut hair on the side. I was like, all right, cool. Like give me your fucking card, whatever. So I hit her up on the way back into the States. And I was like, hey, you doing hair right now? Because she does it, like she'll come to your house and do it. She doesn't do it from a salon or whatever. And I was like, are you cutting hair right now, through all this bullshit? She was like, well, I'm trying to figure out how to cut hair without getting arrested. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, without getting arrested, like who the fuck is
get caught?
Well, they'll just fine you. Well, I think it's just a fine. I don't think you get arrested.
Okay. All right, hold on. I guess they can lose their license over it. That's fine. Whatever. Bitch, I'm asking you to come to my house and cut my motherfucking hair.
Yeah, so if you're going to lose your license over anybody, let it be you. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying who the fuck is going to know? Who's going to know?
The feds are watching.
I was like, sweetheart, I'll give you $50. Just come give me a fucking haircut. She's like, well, hopefully I can figure it out by, whenever. I'm like, no, dude, like I need a haircut. I ain't no snitch. If there's anyone in this fucking world that's not a snitch, it's me. I swear to God, I'm not going to call the hair police on you. Just please cut my fucking hair. Dude, I can't do this. I can't. Look.
My sister does hair, so I have no issues. She's going to do my hair actually tomorrow.
The one I want to fuck?
Ew.
I don't know which one it is that you want to fuck.
I think she got the one with the sleeve.
Yeah, that's half sleeve. But yeah, she's the one that does hair.
Oh, so could she come do mine?
Yeah, she'll fly out there specifically for you.
Because I was going to try to fuck the one that was going to do my hair.
It's a win-win.
I mean, I can tell you she's not going to be down with that. She's married.
Oh, well, I don't sleep. Well, no, the girl that was going to come here is married too. I normally wouldn't sleep with married women, but
I'll fuck you for
But hey, it's 20. But it's 2020. Who the fuck knows? Like, it's all going to shit anyway. We're all going to die. Anything fucking goes. Anyway, we got to wrap this up because if it goes over an hour, I won't be able to upload this shit anywhere. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Apparently, the next episode, I have a nurse coming on to see and talk about what she's dealing with, which I think will be interesting. If you're stuck at home and you need toys to play with yourself, adamandeve.com. Well, I mean, what else do you have to do other than masturbate? If I'm being real.
That's true.
Code.
Don't kill yourself, just masturbate.
Yeah, like
you'll feel a lot better.
Oh yeah, get it out. Just get it out.
Mm-hmm. And then record it and put it on premium Snapchat.
There you go. I like where your fucking head is at. I like that.
Yes.
Code FUCKBOY at checkout gets you 50% off of any one item or most items, and free shipping in the States and Canada. The link will be below in the description. And I ain't really got shit else to say. Either one of you want to say goodbye or hello?
Shit's crazy. Nobody knows what's happening.
Shit's crazy. Yeah, that's accurate.
Shit is hitting the fan and we have no toilet paper.
I got plenty of toilet paper.
I don't, but it's coming soon.
You want me to ship you some?
Really?
I got some. I got some. It fell off a truck.
You need to like smuggle some in from Mexico.
Totally.
Smuggle in toilet paper.
Yo, I swear to God, we almost did that because there was a Sam's Club where we were staying. We were like, they had fucking Purell. They had toilet paper, paper towels. I was like, dude, we should fill the car up and let's just put this shit on eBay.
And
like,
sell it.
Fuck yeah. Like,
Yeah.
we get a pallet of fucking Purell. That's all we need. We could kill it. Anyway. All right. So, until next time. Oh, a little bit of Corona there. Excuse me. Or
Stay away.
the Rona, as these kids are calling it.
Yeah, those damn millennials.
Goddamn kids. They're the ones spreading this shit. It's okay, though. I like sleeping with them. Anyway.
Same.
That's why I fuck with you. Hopefully, I'm in Mexico by the time you hear this, and we will hopefully have another. I really want to try to keep this, on a weekly thing, especially through the whole process of this Corona crap. So, Anyway, until next time, thanks for listening, and remember, always be a good quarantine girl for daddy. Goodbye.